and welcome to TQ Talks, where we talk taxes and tax-free living 365. Here are your hosts, Craig White, Sebastian Singh, and Patrick Augustin.
And we're back with another wonderful episode of TQ Talks, man, and we are almost winding down on tax season.
Listen, man, I'm still excited, though. I got a lot of energy. I know sometimes we sound a little lower on the energy, but I'm good today.
You got some, what you had, coffee?
Yeah, definitely. About an hour ago. But, yes, we are smack on the third half of the quarter of the tax season. We're almost done. Almost done.
So, if you haven't been with us, let's do our intro. Guys, if you haven't been with us, my name is Craig White, and with me is the distinguished Sebastian Singh.
Hey, good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, whatever time you're listening to this. We'd like to thank you once again for joining us for our TQ Talks. This is by TQ Financial Services, and you can find us on all your podcasting platforms as well as your social media platforms. So if you find any of this information helpful, or you think it can help somebody else, please share it, like, comment, whatever else it takes with that.
And you know, he does all of that in case you guys don't make it past the first minute.
Right.
But also joining us today, which we're happy to have, one of the young bucks. I call him that because he used to be around pretty much everything. All of our sports activities, our church activities. Mr. Hensley Santa. What's up, man?
I'm good. Tell them I'm your MVP for basketball.
So we try not to lie on the podcast. I don't think I'll call you the MVP, but I would say you are definitely one of the most enthusiastic and hardest working person. I'm just kidding. Listen, Hensley can ball. He was doing his thing. But either way, let's get back. Before we get into our topics, if you haven't been with us before, we are a tax and advisory firm, and our job is to help our clients to reduce the amount they owe or increase their refund by giving them wonderful 365 days a year tax planning advice. We also help them to put money in their pockets now and also when they go to the great beyond by helping them with little-known life insurance strategies to help them build wealth. So if you need some help, please give us a shout. We'd be happy to hook you up. Now back on the basketball before we get on our topic. So Hensley would come out and definitely work. That was a thing I love about it, right? I used to tell these guys the 1 day a week practice that we did was not enough. And just to be clear, I used to whoop y'all every time just to prove yourself. But I really appreciated the fact that you took it seriously enough to work at it. And that is 100%. And you gained a lot of confidence. I hope you saw that over the years.
I did?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it.
You didn't see it?
I thought it was always the same.
Nah, bro. You would talk mad trash. The game would then start. You would see him go down to the mouse. And then as he hit a bucket or two, he felt like, oh, wait, I can play.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
Whereas as you grew, not in height or stature, I mean like growing as an individual, you started becoming that guy that was like, man, bump that. I'm gonna try. It doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna do what I know to do well, and it'll play itself out. And that's great. That's great to hear.
Well, once again, thank you for joining us, of course, and welcome to the podcast. Today we're going to be covering value,
prices,
and pricing.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. That seems to be a hot topic in our tax industry. I know you're in a different one, Hensley, so you can weigh in whenever. But for our side, the question that we get asked the most, and we did a value podcast, so it's not the same. But
right.
How much do you charge? That's the first. How much do you charge? How much do you charge? How much do you charge? I want a quote. And that's cool. But pricing, no matter what we say, $1 or 10 million, seems to always be an issue. Could you give us a background of what you've done? I know you've been in your industry for 5 years now, but you can tell the people what you're doing, and we'll get into our stuff.
Okay, so I'm a salesman at American Freight Furniture in Fort Lauderdale.
And that's what you've been doing for the past 5 years?
Yes.
Is that a typical, because 5 years is interesting, right? When you think about just the world, really. We went through, of course, the pandemic. There was a lot of money being spent before, and the pandemic kind of slowed things down. Then, of course, the stimulus jumped things up, so on and so forth. Are you at a traditional furniture store where you just go in? Because I'll be honest, I don't remember the last time I bought furniture from I don't know if I ever bought yeah, I did. I don't remember the last time I bought furniture from like a furniture store, right? Like I could pick a piece here or pick a piece there, but to go in, and is that still how you guys operate?
Well, yeah. So, but we're just a little bit different. like our pricing is definitely lower than others.
Why?
Just because we work directly with the manufacturer. Other other stores like I can say like Rooms to Go or El Dorado and stuff like that. They usually get their furniture through some. They they don't go directly towards the manufacturer. They have a middleman, and then the middleman charges them, and then
Right.
the middleman works the manufacturer. So that's why, prices are so high for furniture and things like that. But with us, we're just we work with them, and then we make our own prices, but we pay them, the manufacturer.
Gotcha.
But
So
we
you're
just make our own price.
you're as close to direct to consumer as we could
Exactly.
probably get with some kind of showroom.
Mm.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and I know it's the same because I show my wife all the time, like when you see the ads for stuff, like if you ever looked at any of the actual catalog, it's the same exact furniture.
Yeah.
Like literally it's the exact same. And
Right.
obviously I come from an industry where we used to do car audio with a lot of distribution, so I've been to plants and it all rolls off the same.
Right.
It gets tagged as one and tagged as the other. So I don't find value.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about pricing. I don't find it because unless, like you were telling us before, and you could break that down, but you got to show me that it's not particle board, or you do a different process or something, because it's going to be the same thing rebranded. And this time I got Cindy Crawford posing, so she's going to charge me a little bit more, and I got
Of course,
somebody else.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But that's what, like you said, you're paying for the marketing and advertising.
All of that
and
goes into it.
It's like foolishness.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so-
all of that goes into it. But that's interesting because a lot of people are trying to cut out the middleman and couldn't because of product. What's called quality control of their
Mhm.
products.
Mhm.
So it's interesting that you guys are still able to keep that up. Do you have a lot of supply chain issues?
So not really, to be honest. Well, during the pandemic, yeah, but now it's finally back to normal, so
Okay.
not really an issue.
And do you get hagglers? Is that a thing? Right? Because I remember growing up, we grew up in New York when I was very small. And the rule was to never pay the price.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
we
Tell me I'm wrong, guys.
No,
Only
you're
for
right.
you and Pat.
So,
I don't
I mean-
haggle.
I mean, trust me, we get that a lot.
Listen.
But it's just so annoying.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Hensley, you know what? You're not being. First of all, he's of Haitian descent.
I didn't ask him if he's
Hey, no. Listen.
I asked him if he got
The
hagglers.
majority of his clientele are Caribbean by nature, but usually Haitian.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a haggle
Yeah.
war. You know what I'm saying? So he better know his pricing because he knows this product costs us $200 to manufacture to get from the manufacturer. So if I need to make any profit, we got to keep it over that because it's
Right.
not gonna work. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? No.
And it's funny. It's really your own people that that gets you the most for pricing.
Yeah.
So when you get these requests for lower prices, right? Do you go into the spiel about, well, this is this price because it's more valuable? It's real wood versus particle board, or I don't know too much in your industry, but do you get into that, or do you just like
Well, not really.
re-navigate them to a cheaper product?
Well, not really. We're like very direct with customers. Like, if you ask us for like a discount, like 9 times out of 10 is no, and we'll give them another option that they can do, like to get the furniture. Like, if you don't have all the money, you can do like a layaway, or you can finance it. We just give you another payment route instead
Right.
of just because we don't want to. When you're in sales, you want to make money. It's
Of
commission.
course.
Yeah, so we don't want to put you on like a lower item. That's like the last thing we'll do. But we just give you other options.
Okay, fair enough. So that goes into our prices. Good segue, right? So the whole point of this podcast is pricing. In our industry, we get a lot of people asking us, or I lie. They might not. They ask us what we cost or what it'll charge us for taxes, like what it'll to prepare and X, Y, Z. The issue I have with pricing is that people have zero idea how to do any of it, right? Or little understanding, but they're able to tell me, and I'll be personal, that it's a simple return, or hey, this shouldn't take you that long, or hey, this can't be that hard. And I look at immediately, I've tripled your price. Right? I'm telling you guys straight up. Immediately when you tell me that, the disdain and disgust in my whole body comes out, and I try to be professional, but realistically, I want to y'all can read my mind. Because how dare you? How dare you tell me what pricing should be for something you don't know how to do or you have no idea about the product. It's like going to Mercedes and say, 180 for this?
Which people do,
They don't buy the car.
and then they turn around and walk away.
Right. So you should no. So let's be clear. If you're walking into BMW, Mercedes, I'll give Lexus their nod. We're not negotiating our price. You came here because there is a value, a level of superiority that you feel is there. And let's be clear, they suck if you go into Rolls Royce and Bentley. No one's even dare to ask them. If anything, what I'm doing is just adding on to it. Yeah, let me budget. Let me get that one. Let me put that here.
Right.
No, I want the gold seats.
Right.
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 That's what happens. So when you come into this industry or yours, right, Hensley, and you start to negotiate my price, I feel like you're insulting me.
Yes.
I feel like you are. So again, it's different if you showed me the exact same product for the $400 less or something. We could talk about it then, or maybe they had a sale. It might even not be the same model. But for me, pricing is personal. That's, you know what? I'm gonna put a post on that. Pricing is personal. It's personal because it's not just the cost of the item. It's all the things that come along with it. And I'm sure you get it. They ask you every doggone question in the book.
One thing too, though, we always say is when a customer asks us, do you guys have any discounts? Because you have like a supermarket like Walmart, right?
Mhm.
They sell furniture also.
Yep.
We'll always say, hey, do you go to Walmart and ask for a discount, or you see the price and you go straight to the cashier and just pay for it? Yeah, so why do that with us? You know?
And if and when it is discounted, it's discounted already.
Yes, thank you.
So whatever price you saw,
thank you.
it's still that price.
Right.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And it's funny because we got into friends and family just in our casual conversation before this, and it came up if they asked for discounts, and of course Craig and I were saying we have a lot of friends and family that support us, support the company, support all that stuff, and I'll be honest, none of them ask us for discounts.
No.
But do they come in and your friends and family do the same thing?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
actually,
And how do you navigate that?
when's actually I kind of tell them like, hey, if you want something,
I got you.
I got you. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But that, see, the difference is you made that decision.
Yeah.
It's not someone coming to make it for me. And that was my frustration in our talk. It was that you don't get to come in and tell me, hey man, I'm your this, or hey, we went here. I don't care. I run a business, and like you said, Sebastian, I have bills to pay, I have family to feed. So the conversation shifted. I'm not going to give another competitor some love, but across the street from us is another well-known tax franchise.
Right.
And people come here all the time, or they come and say things like, man, you guys are priced about the same as. Yeah. But you give us more knowledge. Yeah. So then pay my fee.
Right.
Because you don't tell these people, oh, you gonna give me a discount? Oh, you got a coupon? You don't do any of that. You say, okay, and you leave it alone. But when it comes to us, pricing is the issue. So pricing really just, it angers me and it excites me at the same time. Literally with being frustrated that something had happened earlier, the next person that I spoke to, or the person I spoke to the night before, I'm not going to say your name because you might not want to, was sitting here having me increase my pricing. No. I value your time.
More.
No. You do a lot.
Right.
No. You always answer my question. I'm like, thank you so much.
Right.
Because but again, it's a working professional who works for themselves and values, even though we don't want to talk about the word values, but she understands that pricing ultimately dictates what I can and cannot do with my life. So no, don't sit here and lower your price for me. Keep your price where it needs to be as long as it's reasonable. We're meeting in the middle, whatever the case is, and I definitely value it. And the other part of pricing, in case you guys, I want your opinion, price doesn't always have to be reflected in money. And what I mean by that is a gift, a thank you, a whatever it is, that
Sure.
also reflects to me as
Gratitude, yeah.
right.
Sure.
Because pricing is gratitude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what he brought up though, and I gotta turn it positive. What I do really appreciate, one about our friends and family, is that they do support us, and I like what you said when you're like, you tell your friends and family, no, I got you, and we're specifically talking about discounts, but realistically, we're talking about everything that comes with that. Like I got you on a discount on a side table or something.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not selling you the one that's cracked
Yeah.
or the one I know is gonna fall apart.
Right.
And maybe you might have to pay $50 more, but I'm not steering you in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Because I got you. You know, and that's what we do here as well.
Yeah.
We a lot of times we take care of you. We charge accordingly. I'm not going to say we're cheap. I'm not going to say we're expensive. We charge accordingly. And a lot of times our prices in the system are higher than what we think it should be, and we'll bring it down for our clients.
I don't know. I'm kind of like weird, but well, just to let you guys know, like in the sales game, like we're viewed as like con artists, like bad people.
Sharks.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're letting us know that?
We were unaware.
We all know that.
Yeah. So when a customer comes in for like a low price, they think like, you know, it's like the best thing ever.
Right.
But when we try to tell them no, this one's actually better,
Mm.
it's like a hard time believing us, you know. So,
Sure.
but dude, you kind of just want to be like upfront, like, hey, yo, no, it's like, why did you come here for this? You know?
Don't buy
It's trash.
that.
Don't not get this. Yeah, but you can't say that. You know, when you're working for a business,
Sure,
you can't
sure.
say that. You know, it makes all your product look bad when you just be direct like that. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like a hard thing to do.
Yeah. So, you know, listen, before we're going to wrap this up, but prior to Sebastian coming in, you and I were talking, and we were talking about pricing, and I said to you, I hope you remember, I was like, you always increase your pricing.
Yeah.
You increase and increase because people find value in expensive things.
Mhm.
So I might offer something for $3,000 that's really worth $1,000, but you'll go and pay $3,000. Oh my God, you know what I paid for it? And they're excited.
Right.
The same thing in the tax world or in most businesses. Okay, when you have a product or a service that you offer, and most entrepreneurs, people who are quote unquote viewed as successful will tell you this. You always have something that is valued at a higher price. So first of all, you raise all your prices. You always raise all your prices. Then you have one product or something that is extremely expensive. And the reason you do that is you could shift them down to the one that
Correct.
you wanted to buy anyway, right? And at the end of the day, you will have a couple of people that will buy the crazy priced item, but the majority of the people are going to jump on the ones that you thought, I want you to buy anyway because I'm making good money.
Right.
And that's what it ends up being. But pricing is not only a reflection of value, it's a reflection of your time, trust, and the relationship and the knowledge that someone has. Doctors, attorneys paid for time. The
Correct.
longer time or the more time they have in their field, the higher their rates. It doesn't mean they take longer to perform whatever the surgery or the operation or the service is. It means they've mastered, to Sebastian's grumpy point, which the first time I heard him say something bad, I don't like the meme that came out that talks about, you know, if it only took me 4 minutes, is how it goes, Bassie, say it?
Yeah, something about that, man. You better make me
So I'll do it.
not
I'm
be
sorry.
positive on it.
Nah, so I guess the meme was that if it took me 4 minutes to learn this or charge you whatever, am I only going to charge you for that because it took me 10 years to learn it? So you're not paying me for my 4 minutes. You're paying me for the long time it took me to do it, man. So again, pricing is to me personal. And again, I'm going to put a post on that because I think it's important for people to understand. It is personal.
Right.
Because you paying me, even if it's at a discounted rate and not arguing, tells me a lot.
Right.
It tells me you value me. When I go by Hensley's shop and I say, hey, I want this, and he sort of gives me the and he points me to the one that costs $100 more, he's not trying to upsell me. He's telling me, if you trust me and you trust my knowledge, my time, my service, and my expertise, pay this, not because it's a bigger fee, but because it's a better product. And that's what a lot of us have to learn. So in the tax world, I'll say this. Pay me the bigger fee. We will be reasonable. We will be. But guys, you have to understand, like anything in life, man. What'd you say earlier? You get what? You get what? You get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for.
That's what you taught to us all. And it's crazy how everybody loves that statement. People
Right.
don't even honor it.
Yeah.
You either pay for what you get or you get what you pay for, right?
And what is the other one? If you think I'm expensive, wait till you get the person that don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Right.
So, man. So, Hensley, man, listen, we thank you for being on the podcast. I know it's spur of the moment. We're in here talking about something else, and we're like, yo, let's get him on.
But
because
before we go, Hensley, please tell the people where they can reach out to you in case they need anything to do with furniture.
Yeah, so you can call our store number for Lauderdale for American Freight. It's 954-492-2221. Just make sure you ask for Hensley, all right?
That's right. Listen, I want to say, y'all don't see this, but he was spitting that number off the dome.
Yeah.
It wasn't no like, I'm going to look at my phone. And y'all call. Repeat that number, please.
954-492-2221.
Mr. Sandin, Hensley Sandin. Y'all, listen, go. American Freight has some good stuff, guys. And I would venture to say this. Look at Rooms to Go, El Dorado, American Freight, and I'm forgetting one. They all have the same product.
Yes.
Literally.
And I will say, if you let him know that you came through TQ, he'll know to take care of you.
Yes.
And like he says, I got you.
Yes.
So thank you guys once again for joining us. Thank you for listening. If you found any of this information useful or helpful to yourself or anybody in your community, please like, share, and comment. And you can find us on all social media platforms as well as the podcasting platforms. Reach out to Hensley. Craig, take us out on the rest.
Peace, guys. Have a great day.
Word to Patrick. We didn't say hi to Patrick this time.
Later, Pat.
Thank you for listening to TQ Talks. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and recommend on iTunes, SoundCloud, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information at TQFinancials.com.